Hello children. Today in this video I am going to explain to you about marshes and deserts. So before moving forward, let me tell you what marshes are. Marshes are actually wetlands, and these are found at the edges of lakes and streams. These lakes and streams are frequently flooded by nearby running bodies of water. These marshes have wet and clayey soil. And what kind of a soil is clayey soil? This soil actually holds a lot of water. There is lot of water in clayey soil, but there is very little content of oxygen in it. Means there is very little air that is present in clayey soil. And this is the reason why the trees that grow in marshes are all the time in need of oxygen. You know, children, trees, plants, herbs all need oxygen to grow. But the trees, that is mangrove tree, grows here in marshes. These mangrove trees, these are very well adapted to grow here. Means and how, what is this adaptation? How they are able to grow here in marshes in this clayey soil in which there is no oxygen content? They have one adaptation, children, and that I'll show you just now in a picture. This is the picture, children. This is the picture of a mangrove plant, of a mangrove tree, children. Though the drawing is not perfect, but my motive is to show you all what is the adaptation of these mangrove trees. These mangrove trees are well adapted in growing in marshes. And how? Can you see these pointed part of the plant, children? These are actually roots. These are called breathing roots, also called air root. There are many names of it. There are many names of these pointed parts. These actually grow from the underground roots. Okay, children, why do they grow upwards? Actually, I have already told you, children, that clay soil in marshes have very little air, very little oxygen content. But all the trees, you know, they are in need of oxygen to grow. That is why, children, the roots of these mangrove trees, they develop a part which grows directly upwards. Okay, they shoot up from the soil to absorb as much oxygen as possible, and these are called special roots. Can you see here, children? It's written, since roots need to breathe air, mangroves have special roots that grow above the water and help in breathing. So these are the special roots. These special roots are also called pneumatophores. Though this word is not written here, but I am telling you, children, that these special roots are called pneumatophores. These special roots are also called breathing roots or air roots. So these pneumatophores or special roots are actually adaptation of a mangrove plant that grow in marshes. What happens? Mangroves have special roots called pneumatophores. These are also called air roots. What happens? These roots grow upwards out of the water or mud or out of the clayey soil to reach the air. And why do they reach up? Why do they pop out of this air or mud, of this water or mud? Because they want to obtain oxygen for the roots, because you know oxygen is very necessary for the whole plant and they are not able to receive oxygen, so they do this, they obtain oxygen with the help of these pneumatophores. This is the adaptation of mangrove plant, children, which are found in marshes. So if you want to take a look at mangrove trees, you have to visit Sundarban Delta, children. This is in West Bengal. Okay, children. So let's move on to our next part, desert plants. Okay. So plants that grow in desert are also called terrestrial plants. I have already explained to you about this in a previous video. So plants growing in deserts have special ways of coping with the extremely dry climate. Dry climate means, children, in deserts there is very less amount of rainfall is there. Mostly the deserts are dry area. Okay. So not every plant or tree can grow in desert, because trees found on other region, in other region, for example, on the plains where we are living. So plants and trees that are found in the plains, they require huge amount of water to grow. Okay, but in deserts there is no water, it is a dry area, very less rainfall is there. So the plants growing in deserts have to adapt themselves to suit the environment, have to adapt themselves, have to develop such adaptations with the help of which they can grow well in deserts. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you about a plant called cactus. This cactus plant can grow very well in the desert area. I'm sure you must have taken a look at the cactus plant. Okay, I'll show you a picture just now. This is a picture of a cactus plant, children. You know how it is. It has got first feature which you can see is that it has a fleshy stem and they have spines all around them. So actually these are the adaptations of a cactus plant, children. With the help of these adaptations, cactus plant can grow very well in a desert, even without water, even if there is no rainfall. So these are the adaptations, children, in a desert plant, that is a cactus. First adaptation is, in the desert it rains in short bursts, means there is not too much of rainfall in desert. So what happens? Cactus plant has spreading roots. Cactus plant develops roots which go deep down the earth and spreads all over the area underground to absorb as much of water as possible. Okay, to soak up this rainwater quickly. Okay, this is the first adaptation of a cactus plant. Second adaptation is that cactus can store water in its stem. Can you see this round fleshy stem, children, of a cactus plant? Cactus stores water inside these fleshy stems. Okay. Also it's written that the stem is waxy and does not allow water to evaporate. Stem is waxy means stem is covered with a layer of wax so that not much water is evaporated from its surface. Children, that this plant cannot allow water to evaporate from its body. Why? Because the water in desert is there is very less amount of rainfall in deserts. So if all the water from this body of the cactus evaporates, what will happen? This plant will die. So what happens? Stem is covered with a layer of wax so that evaporation is prevented. So, and this is the third adaptation, children, to save water from being lost by evaporation from leaves. Cactus leaves change into thorns. These are the thorns, children. These are also called spines. Thorns or spines. So the whole cactus plant is covered with spines, children. Okay, and you can question that why the cactus plant has thorns or spines. It's because, children, that evaporation takes place from tiny pores that are present on the leaves. Okay, and if leaves are not there, what will happen? No evaporation will happen. Water cannot evaporate from the leaves if leaves are not there. So this is the reason why cactus has adapted itself like this. Means they have changed their leaves into spines so that no pores, no leaves and no evaporation will be there. So that is why these spines are there, these thorns are there, children, so that this cactus plant can prevent this evaporation of water from its body. Okay, and this is the fleshy stem and these are the thorns. This is the fourth adaptation of a desert plant, children, and there is one more use of thorns, is that thorns on the body of a plant protects the cactus from animals, because you know animals are very clever. They know that the stem of a cactus plant is juicy, is filled with water, and whenever they are thirsty they are trying to eat up this plant, but they cannot do so. Why? Because spines are there. So actually what spines are doing, they are actually protecting the whole plant. They are protecting the whole plant against animals through these spines. Because of these spines, animals are afraid to come near the plant or eat up the plant. So these thorns, what these thorns are actually doing, they are protecting the whole plant against the animals. So these are the 4 adaptations in a desert plant, children. So children, in our next video I'll explain to you about aquatic plants.